Butthole After Dark.
Ring around the rosies, pocket full of posies.
Scott, the great Brandino, Cage's Rage, Star Lamar, Red Tree, Circumventus, Goggles, Go check out.
Oh, you saved my seat for me. Thanks.
What an intro. Welcome to Butthole After Dark, everybody. Star Lamar, that's your first time hearing the new intro. What do you think of it?
I don't know if I'll be able to sleep tonight.
Spooky.
Well, if you don't think you'll be able to sleep just because of the intro, just wait till the content we talk about. This episode is episode number 100, and I think it's 50.
We're just making up numbers at this point.
We'll call it episode number 149. This one is a special one. This one is about a serial killer named John Wayne Gacy, otherwise known as the Killer Clown.
From Mars?
Are you boys ready for this? From Mars? No.
Born ready.
I thought I saw that video at Blockbuster back in the day.
I hate clowns.
Really quick, we'll give you a
Especially
little
killer
bit of
clowns.
a feel before we dive into some details on him. John Wayne Gacy was an American serial killer and sex offender known as the Killer Clown who assaulted and murdered at least 33 young men and boys. Gacy regularly performed at children's hospitals and charitable events as Pogo the Clown or Patches the Clown, personas he had
Whoa.
devised.
Patches.
Yeah, Patches, like the Patches that we went to school with.
So he goes by Patches, huh?
Near and dear friend of yours, yes.
Of mine.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Patches.
Patches of Houlihan.
Here we go.
Perfect.
Getting into John Wayne Gacy, he was named after none other than John Wayne by his dad. His dad came up with the name John Wayne.
What's
Like
a good
the name?
start to his life? You know,
So-
John Wayne's he's a badass.
John Wayne Gacy. He was born on March 17th, 1942, in none other than Chicago, Illinois. He died on May 10th of 1994 in Stateville Correctional Center in Crest Hill, Illinois. He was very close to his two sisters and his mother. At the age of 9 years old, he was molested by an uncle. He also, interestingly enough, would be contractor, which was the career choice of his uncle, would later on be his career choice. That he would use being a contractor to have power over young men working for him, and that's how he would devise his ultimate plans.
So that his uncle molested him, the contractor?
Correct. His uncle was a contractor.
Gage's uncle's always called it shh.
Quiet time.
That's true. But getting into what
You don't get it?
No.
John Wayne Gacy's uncle molested him. Your uncle always just called it shh.
Oh. No, he called it just the tip, damn it.
Okay, that'll be cut and used. When Gacy was 11 years old, he was hit in the head with a swing and had blackouts from ages 11 to 13, which is a very common trademark for serial killers, traumatic head injuries.
They can change time with them usually.
That
They can go back in time, and it's like the butterfly effect, basically.
Must have been
So
a
they
hell of a
time
swing.
travel?
Yeah, they write about it in their notebooks. They have them diary it, all the different times they blacked out, and then when they're older, they can go into it and go back into those times and make different decisions. It's a real thing. Look it up. Ashton Kutcher knows all about it.
That's a movie, right?
Nope.
Yeah.
A documentary.
Early 2000s?
You're
Sure.
talking the butterfly effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about John Wayne Booth Gacy.
John
William
Wilkes
H.
Booth
Macy.
Gacy.
Yeah.
Lee Harvey
Hannibal
Booth,
Lecter.
John Gacy. He's got a long name.
Milky Way.
All of his life, he would try to find his father's approval, was in the Boy Scouts, and he was popular in the Boy Scouts. The more his mother tried to shield him from his father's abuse, the more his father hated him. His father was an alcoholic and a hardcore abuser, much like Ed Gein, who we did, 40-ish, 50-ish episodes ago?
Has it been that long?
It was, yeah, because
Wow.
it was Ed Gein and then H.H. Holmes, and now it's John Wayne Gacy, which we seem to do an episode every 30-ish episodes of The Butthole comes up with a serial killer.
Real quick, was anyone here in the Boy Scouts? I don't know if I've asked this before.
No, but I ate a brownie once.
I was in Cub Scouts for like 4 months.
Is Cub Scouts like an intro to Boy and Girl Scouts, or is it completely different?
I think it's an age thing. It's
Okay.
for younger people, and then when you get older, like in the teens,
You do Boy and Girl.
you do Boy Scouts.
Okay.
I don't know about Girl Scouts.
Well, Girl Scouts is just separate. It's the same thing, but it's Girl Scouts instead of Boy Scouts. Like,
Yeah, but I feel like I've bought cookies off
Boy Scouts?
of Girl Scouts that were probably the same age as I was when I was a Cub Scout.
you're probably right.
So I don't know that they have the same type of hierarchy.
Oh,
Were they holding you
that's
back?
possible.
Because you just weren't growing at the same rate as the Boy Scouts?
I'm very average in height, Brandon, and always was.
I was never in Boy Scouts. When I was younger, though, my dad did drop me off in the woods about 2 hours north and left and said, find your way home or die. No, he didn't say that. He just said, find your way home.
Find your way home.
All of his life, he tried to find his father's approval. As I said, the more his mom would shield him, the more his dad would abuse him. His dad was an abusive father and an alcoholic. In 1962, he dropped out of high school and moved out of his parents' house and moved to Las Vegas, Nevada, became a mortuary attendant. One night while cleaning up the morgue, he saw a dead boy's body on a table and actually crawled up next to it and was caught cradling it by a coworker. This incident leads to him moving back home and enrolling in Northwestern Business College despite having no actual high school diploma. So he conned his way into college despite not having a diploma. Graduates in 1963 from Northwestern Business College and undertakes a management internship at the Nunn Bush Shoe Company. That's right, Nunn Bush Shoe Company. Marries his first wife, who he met at the Nunn Bush Shoe Company. His wife's father purchases a whole chain of KFC companies in Iowa, for which John Wayne Gacy managed up until his first arrest.
Well, that's impressive. That's a good one to have on the resume, though.
Management of KFC. That's a very good. And quite honestly, if you're a KFC manager, you're an American icon.
Listen, if I'm going for fried chicken, I love KFC. They're probably my favorite fried chicken fast food business.
Now, are you guys still
Hands down.
diner-ins at KFCs, or do you take it to go?
It depends on the situation. Like,
Nothing beats a KFC buffet, though.
no, it
I know.
doesn't. That's numero uno if you have the time. But we drive to the cabin and we'll stop on the way up, and I'll get just like a box to go because they don't give me the buffet to go.
They still slap.
So it's all
Still
dependent on
slaps.
situation.
Exactly. But if I can, I'm dining in.
Oh, yeah.
Biscuits.
If time prevails, the dine-in happens.
Biscuits and gravy. My God.
He described this point in his life as perfect.
Biscuits.
He had a wife. He had management. He was part of the JC group, which he was making friends. The JC group is similar to
Just cuz.
no,
Just kids.
no.
Just
what's
child.
what's the groups that you join as?
Big brothers, big sisters.
No, not that kind of thing. More of like the
AA.
What's the group that Cooter's part of?
Oh, like the Knights of Columbus.
It's that type of a group. Yeah,
Oh, I thought you were talking about like the
a lot of charity events, a lot of group
Micro
things.
Penis Association of
Micro
America.
Penis Society,
Yes, of America.
the secret Micro Penis Society of America, of which
Yeah.
I am the chairman.
It's not secret.
Oh, you're the treasurer at that.
Oh yeah, you're the chairman.
I won that election. Yep.
That's fair. If you're looking for a micro penis, I'm your guy.
The Butthole Podcast is for you.
The
Do you think,
official.
Gage's
Gage's
Micro
actual
Penis
slogan
podcast.
was bullshit, and I'm still working on filing a lawsuit. But his was "Make micro penises great again." That was his slogan, and he got elected by a landslide, might I add. And I was very bummed out because mine was "Hope Change Micro Penis."
If you had to just take an educated guess about John Wilkes Gacy, do you think he had a micro penis?
For sure.
Yeah. That might have started some of these issues.
Yeah, you don't do what he did without having a micro penis.
A lot of people with anger issues have micro penises.
Yeah. It's like short people.
Could it be
Yeah.
the other way around where their penis is so large that they just can't control themselves?
Nope, absolutely not.
Like the blood flow, there's just too much. They're losing it, so they're
Yeah,
losing
they're going insane.
The micro penis, or the big dong is actually taking blood from the brain because it's so large.
So you can't control yourself.
Yeah.
Is a big dick just called a macro penis?
It would be in this context, yeah. Macro penis. Which
Never thought of it that way.
Macro Penis Society of America.
It's like,
which Brandon's
because I don't have one. Is that what you were gonna say?
You said it, not me.
which the great Brandino's actually been turned down getting into for 8 consecutive years. They just tell him, you just don't make the cut this year.
Minimum qualification is 3.
Maybe next
Damn
year.
it!
Maybe next year.
I
For the
keep
last
doing
8
my
years.
stretches. They're just not helping.
Keep taking your dong pills. He described this point in his life as perfect. Wife. He had a wife. He had a management, part of the JC group. He was making friends. It was the American dream. His second homosexual experience, first was with his uncle, takes place during this time, which is the moment he unveils his master plan to lure many victims into his twisted web. This guy gives Gacy a speech that goes something along the lines of, this was his second homosexual experience, was this guy that gives Gacy this speech. Do you ever go out and you can't seem to find any girls? Well, I knew this guy back in Springfield, Illinois. And have you ever tried getting your dick sucked by a man? It's really no different than getting a dick sucked by a woman. To which had a lasting impact on John Wayne Gacy. And he used that line on multiple of his 33 victims, many of them he used that line on to lure them in. Now,
Well,
you might call that brainwash. You might call that Gage's
That's
Gage's
the
plan
classic.
of
I'm
Gage's
not
plan
gay
of
for getting
attack.
my dick sucked.
You might call it Gage's plan of attack. Most people call
there
it.
is nothing gay about getting your dick sucked.
No. Gage, can you confirm or deny?
And gay if it's in a 3-way.
That's also a
With
fact.
the honey in the middle, there's some leeway.
Have any of you guys heard that line out at the bar or something similar to it?
If it ain't gay, it's in a 3-way.
No, the line
I've heard
of
that.
John Wayne Gacy fell for.
Well,
Nothing gay about getting your dick sucked.
Yeah.
I have, yeah. Actually, when I moved into college, my first roommate, night 1, I go in there. Yeah, he said that.
Damn.
Oh, I
Sounds
think.
like a hell of a guy.
Oh, sources can confirm. Brandon's first roommate was actually Gage's rage.
What? Dude,
Yeah.
you're supposed to save the fucking.
The punchline for later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Sources can confirm.
And I'll tell you what, it does feel the same.
I believe it. Remember now, this all takes place in Waterloo, Iowa. He would jump the JC 300% as far as their growth. They would get 300% more entries into the JC group under John Wayne Gacy's watch because of his boy-only stag parties that he would hold. In other terms, sausage fest. It was his form of the perfect life.
Have you ever been turned away from a party because there's too many chicks there?
This is only chick party?
No,
What are
this
you
is
saying?
just a male
No,
stag party.
Dudes get turned down at college parties because there's too many dudes already there. That's happened before. It's a
That
real
has
thing.
happened before.
But not too many chicks there. No.
I think I was with you when that happened.
That sounds like
Well,
a personal
you
problem.
put out the ratio. I was fine.
Brandon's like, all right, Gage, we'll see you back. What are you going to playing League of Legends or what? See you later.
I come out one time and this is how you treat me.
I'll just see you on chat roulette later.
Tic-tac-toe, loser takes the shirt off.
So he then manages to get hit with
Never
sodomy
played
charges for assaulting a 15-year-old boy who
Never
was son of a
lost.
fellow JC boys. The boy's name was Donald Voorhees. He was son of a fellow JC member.
Jason.
Just like Jason Voorhees, yes, but Donald Voorhees. A bunch of JCs actually came to John Wayne Gacy's side when he claimed the boy's father was trying to screw him over politically and blackmail him. He gets caught because the boy told his father what Gacy had done. Gacy was adamant that he did not do it and that he would take a polygraph test to prove it. This is how confident in himself he was. When the cops obliged and Gacy actually took the polygraph test, he failed it miserably. And he goes to jail.
It's a power
Such
play
a
gone
bold
wrong.
fucking move.
Yeah, it is.
I'll take the polygraph. Give me the lie detector test. Fail, fail, fail. Oh, shit.
I was nervous.
All right, you might have got me. That's something I would totally do. Scott, were you colluding with somebody in fantasy football? No, definitely not. I'll take a polygraph. Just fail it miserably. So
Okay.
you were. Well,
I guess
yeah.
it was.
I was doing it. I'm guilty.
Did I say that Tyreek Hill was one of the best and then trade him and then say that he's on a downhill turn for the rest of his career?
No,
I don't know. Maybe.
I never said he's on a downhill turn. Tyreek Hill is still a stud.
I'll take a polygraph.
Gacy hires another kid to beat the shit out of Donald Voorhees so he doesn't show up to testify, and that kid ends up ratting on Gacy as well. Public perception is clearly turning on him at this point. He has his first run-in with mental health officials and gets diagnosed with a mental health disorder, antisocial personality disorder, but is deemed mentally fit to withstand trial.
What
He
does
gets-
that all? What does antisocial personality disorder all entail?
I would assume it's exactly what it sounds like. You can't control your emotions, especially in public setting.
Okay. Just checking for a friend.
Do you want us to actually give you a diagnosis on the cast?
I'll even look up the diagnosis.
All right, Brandon. I am hereby diagnosing you with antisocial personality disorder, just like John
PhD?
Wayne Gacy.
Scott is our PhD official now.
I can't spell, but
So, yeah.
mental health disorder characterized by disregard for other people.
Yeah.
So just kind of being a
Sounds
dick.
like narcissism.
So you can't be trusted in public, which I would assume I would actually argue because I've been in public with you. You can't be trusted in public either.
I would argue that's right.
Yeah, kind of.
There were some years, I definitely probably shouldn't have been in public. Still probably shouldn't be.
Nora is going to be your scout.
Okay, don't bring her into this.
Not the children.
Not the children.
He gets convicted of the sodomy charges and gets sentenced to 10 years in jail. Wife divorces him, loses his 2 children that he had with that wife, goes to jail. He was a model prisoner, becomes a cook, oversees a miniature golf course being built, an absolute model citizen in prison. So Gacy goes to jail, absolutely owns the shit out of the place, oversees a miniature golf course being built, becomes a cook, crushes being a prisoner,
Crushed
He's
it.
gay.
just crushed it, yeah.
He was one of the best prisoners there ever was.
He was one of the best miniature golf course overseers in prison history.
That's an impressive feat.
Yes.
I mean, I haven't heard about anybody doing that before. That's groundbreaking.
Just him.
I mean,
He did more for that prison in the years he was there than everyone at that prison did before him.
No doubt about it.
what do you think his score was? 9 holes? What do you think he got?
Probably a 13.
13. That's
A lot of those
13. Do you know how many hole-in-ones you have to get on a 13?
He built it. He better
Yeah.
have the inside scoop.
Probably like close
those
to
all
8.
those holes have tricks.
Yeah, exactly.
They
Every
have
hole,
certain spots where you hit it and it's a guaranteed in.
Every hole is hole in oneable. So
Well, yeah, every hole is hole-in-one in prison, but I'm talking the miniature golf course.
you got to figure half of them at least he hit 5 hole in ones, 4 twos. Otherwise, you're not fit to design a fucking course.
All right, I don't have the facts to argue that.
Straight up, homie.
Are you looking it up, Scott?
No, I'm sorry, checking my guillotine lead because I'm really nervous. Before he went to prison and was convicted, his father did tell him, though, how proud he was of him, which was John Wayne Gacy's lifelong goal, was to get his father's approval. For the family and wife, and of course his career that he had built before the sodomy charges, because it was a nice life. Christmas in 1968, his father passes away from cirrhosis of the liver, otherwise known as drinking to yourself to death, which then leads us into post-father years, which are the years that he no longer feels like he has to live up to expectations by anybody. After being in prison for only 18 months of his 10-year sentence, John Wayne Gacy gets out. It had to have been the miniature golf course. They were so I should say proud of him, what he did, that they said, we're going to commute your sentence. You're going to be out in 18 months, not 10 years.
We're going to reduce this by 85%.
Yeah, we're going to reduce it 102 months. Instead of 120 in prison, you'll be in 18.
Nice.
He
Trust in the
always,
prison system.
he always throughout his life violently defended the idea of him being gay. He would say onward and onward that he wasn't gay, and most of it was because his
Blowjob
father,
is a blowjob.
right? And his father would always accuse him of being gay, being a fruit picker, because his father probably knew that he was gay. That's what his father actually said, fruit picker. I'm not
Fruit
making
picker?
this up. Yeah,
This is
And-
not a butthole term.
It
Not
is
by
now.
Do we have
It
to
was
look
not
it up?
derogatory.
it's not
This
about
is
hole
facts.
endorsed. It's just a fact. And then we'll go down the next road and say that some people would call Gage's Rage a fruit picker.
Hey, I've never been to a fucking apple orchard. How about you bitches?
I have never been to an apple. Yeah, actually, you have.
You guys are married. You went
You
I
have
twice this
been.
year
I
already.
didn't pick apples at the
I got
apple orchard.
married at an apple
Yeah.
orchard.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
you were at an apple orchard. 'Cause
I
I
didn't
remember
pick.
seeing your beautiful face there.
I didn't pick.
That's fair. Almost immediately after
know
getting out of prison, he picks up a kid and tries forcing the kid to have
A
sex
couple
with him.
weeks ago.
He was never convicted for this because the kid never actually showed up to court
When
and
was
was
my
also
family?
never seen again. This was possibly John Wayne Gacy's first murder.
Sure, sounds like it.
Not confirmed, however. Gacy then moves to house number 8213 West Somerdale Avenue in Illinois, where he would commit every single one of his known murders up until his arrest in 1978. He gets engaged to Carol Hoff, who had 2 daughters. A week before his wedding, he is once again charged with battery and sexual assault. He actually faked being a cop to exploit a child, and it really just goes to show the power of the police badge in America. And I think it should be dropped a little bit. I think police power should be just brought back a little bit. Police shouldn't have so much power, so people like John Wayne Gacy can't, exploit children. What do you guys think of this idea? Or were you guys not listening? You guys weren't listening. I can tell by the looks on your face.
We had like a side conversation going on,
Yeah.
which was fairly interesting. But
Brandon was saying he was picking apples with his dad Mark the other day, and they go weekly.
And so
you don't
got
like
an
apple
tree?
pie? My
I'm not
neighbor
a
has
fruit-
an apple
I'm
tree.
not a fruit picker. I made that clear.
Gage doesn't eat fruit.
Not a fruit.
If there was a chicken nugget tree,
Nothing to do with fruit.
I would say it's bad for police to molest kids.
Yeah, I think the police force with your righteousness with a badge has gone up since the 80s, whenever this took place. 70s, early 70s.
Late 70s, I think, right?
Yeah.
I don't think just because a psycho dressed up as a cop to rape a child, it means it's the cop's fault.
Oh, well, what a bold take, Star.
Yeah. I mean,
Proud.
I'm just picking at apple trees right now, but that's how I feel.
What you doing later?
Gacy gets out of this charge because the kid tried to blackmail him, and that is reason enough to drop the charges in Illinois. Blackmail is a reason to drop charges. In 1972, he started his construction company, PDM Contractors. The PDM stood for Painting, Decorating, and Maintenance. 1 year later, he has another sexual assault charge. It's at this time he finds out that he can employ young boys as a contractor without looking weird. It also gives him power over the other children. I should say kids. These aren't children, quote unquote, but they're minors.
I'm hearing a lot of things about this guy, and it sounds like he would have been Jeff Bezos if he just went to touch kids.
Maybe not Jeff Bezos, but he would have been successful.
Bill
he would have
Gates?
definitely managed KFCs for as long as he wanted to.
He would have been the colonel.
Yep.
Threw away a good thing.
The kid doesn't press charges, instead gets a group of friends and beats the absolute shit out of John Wayne Gacy. Gacy uses
Hell
the
yeah.
excuse to his wife that he refused to pay the kid and for some shoddy work that he did, and that's why the kid beat him up. Playing the usual card in John Wayne Gacy's playbook, the victim card, kind of like Gage in our fantasy pick'em challenges.
I have not once said,
Cricket.
woe is me, I can't pick for shit. I'm telling you.
No, I'm just saying you're constantly trying to change the goalpost because you can't obviously get the ball through the goalpost. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not a kicker.
All right, it's metaphor.
My stats are done.
He then manages to start his new character that we all know him by, Pogo the Clown.
Do you get that from 101 Dalmatians? Is that Pongo,
Pongo.
not Pogo?
If you guys are thinking, okay, Pogo the Clown, what is like what are you envisioning with Pogo the Clown? Like, what does Pogo look like?
It's Kipper. Kipper is the dog.
No, it's Pogo. Pogo is the male.
Pongo.
Pongo, that's what it is. Sorry, not Pogo.
It
Pongo.
says Kipper is
It's Pongo.
brave, Adveritarian.
At a what?
I don't know. I can't read.
What's
Airedale.
Pongo?
Airedale.
Pogo definitely jumps around on a pogo stick.
It's a fucking Dalmatian, not an Airedale.
I would say.
I typed in
I pictured
101
it like-
Dalmatians.
Like the Lady Gaga song? Want to take a ride on my disco stick?
Yeah,
But he's doing it with his pogo stick.
nailed it. A classic clown, large feet, face painting.
Micro penis.
Are you envisioning something along the lines of, oh, hey, I'm Pogo the Clown. I'm coming to make your special day very special.
I'm more thinking Krusty the Clown.
Oh, that's fair.
I'm thinking whatever the House of 1,000 Corpses. What was that clown's name?
I don't remember. I've only seen that movie one time.
Devil's Rejects.
I was thinking whatever sound Scott made sounds like probably John Wayne Gacy after Cryo.
Oh, Oh my God, that ground crowd was real bad. It got me everywhere.
Is that Hanky the Christmas poop?
All of my creases are just swelled up and sweltering.
You got some KFC?
It's finger licking good.
Jesus.
It's finger looking good. Jeez Louise.
Captain Spaulding. That's what I'm thinking of.
That's a clown's name? That is disturbing.
That's disgusting.
Yes.
So
Look
then,
up.
in 1975, Gacy finally tells his wife that they're done banging and he's bisexual. They divorce about a year later. So he finally comes to terms with the fact he's bisexual after too many years. What, Brandon?
If you're bisexual, that means you like both men and women.
No.
Yes.
That is what
That's
you-
my
Oh,
understanding of the term.
Sorry, yeah. Bisexual is both. Sorry.
So wouldn't that mean he would still be into banging his wife? He's just into...
banging dudes as
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
Maybe he's just over monogamy.
Like on the weekend, he'd like to sleep around.
And, I mean, was it really gay if he's just getting sucked by other dudes?
Is it really
Does he
gay
have
if
to-
it's
I
in a
think
three-way?
Turning bi actually means, yeah, if you did think that just getting your dick sucked by a dude made you not gay, you're really actually gay.
Got some soul searching to do.
Yeah, none of us are therapists,
Nope.
so
We would ask John Wayne Gacy, but he gone.
we're just spitballing here. Or
His
swallowing? I don't know.
fifth assault happens after
Swallow
this. He
ball?
takes a kid, Tony, and ends up getting overpowered by Tony because Tony was a wrestler.
Don't pick on the wrestlers, John
So,
Wayne.
attempt number 5, he gets his ass kicked yet again. He's now 2 for 5. He's at a 40% clip of getting his ass whooped.
Higher hit
Maybe
percent
that's
than
what
Gage
he
Green.
likes.
Maybe he just likes being dominated.
John Wayne Gacy
Yeah.
gets his ass kicked more than Gage gets his studs and duds right.
This is true.
That's impressive.
The first confirmed murder happens with a kid named Tommy. They smoked a joint together and fell asleep. John Wayne Gacy actually woke up seeing Tony with a knife in his hands and freaks the F out, wrestles the knife away from him, stabs the kid multiple times, kills him, goes into the kitchen and sees that the kid had actually made him breakfast. There's eggs and bacon made on the stove and hash browns as well. He ends up burying the kid under the house, and he realizes at this point that if he kills the kids, they won't slander his good name, and he also gets off on the thrill of the kill. He then commits all of his murders in a span of 2 years. All 33 confirmed murders that John Wayne Gacy commits happen in a span of 2 years, and sometimes he kills multiple kids per day over that 2-year span.
So he snapped and he really started to kill people because a kid was making him breakfast?
That was the quote-unquote tipping point, was he found out that the rush from killing somebody was a rush like he could never, ever get from anything else.
Yeah, but, I mean, it's just not a good rush.
That's generally how serial killers work. When they finally hit that ultimate high of a killing somebody, that sets them off and they go on an absolute rampage. It's very common with killers.
You know what I think the best rush is? Probably Tom Sawyer. Sunday warrior, mean pride. You guys are too young.
No, I know this song.
I thought you were going to say Bang Energy or something.
I just wanted you to keep going.
Or, yeah, your fantasy team being up on a Monday night.
I don't know what that feeling's like.
You got to keep chasing.
Gotta keep chasing that eye.
Got to be quicker than that.
33 boys were buried at his house, and 4 ended up in the river because he ran out of room under the house.
Holy shit.
At around the same time, the disappearance of 15-year-old Robert Peast is in late 1978 leads police to the home of John Wayne Gacy, who had apparently offered the boy a job immediately before his disappearance. A background check revealed his earlier sodomy conviction. A search warrant was obtained for his home on December 13th of 1978. His home is searched and a number of items were confiscated, which included driver's licenses and college rings. No bodies were discovered at this time, although investigators noticed the strange odor which they attributed to a broken drain. Gacy was placed under 24-hour surveillance. Neighbors were questioned. Forensic evidence finally linked one of the rings found during the search to the missing boy, John Schick, and a more extensive search of the crawl space under the house revealed the horrific extent of Gacy's killing spree. On December 22nd of 1978, with the body count mounting, Gacy finally admitted to killing at least 30 people, which included 27 bodies found around his property as well as a number who had been thrown in the nearby Des Plaines River when the crawl space became too crowded to accommodate anymore. Robert Peast's body was finally recovered from a lock on the Illinois River in April of 1979. Exhaustive forensic work ensured that all but 9 of Gacy's victims were finally identified. He goes to prison, gets a life sentence. Not a life sentence.
Death penalty.
Gets the death penalty. Ends up getting killed by a lethal injection on May 10th of 1994, and John Wayne Gacy's reign of terror in the Illinois and Iowa area, mostly Illinois, comes to a close. The killer clown's dead.
The local Midwest killer.
There's actually a lot of Midwest killers, but John Wayne Gacy was obviously just one of them.
How often was he in clown garb?
It was fairly often. Let me look up an actual number of how many times he performed in it.
Would you guys go pay to see John Wayne Gacy
As a clown?
Like knowing what we know now?
Sure.
No.
Nope.
No. It's a solid no for me.
Blowjob's a blowjob.
That is true.
There's
20
no real
bucks is
number
20
on it,
bucks.
but it was many times.
I'd pass, I think. I think there's a lot of good clowns out there. I think we need to stop judging clowns off of murderous clowns.
Name a good clown.
Bozo.
Pogo the Clown.
What's he
I
in?
always thought I could get the game where they were throwing the balls in the buckets on the Saturday morning shit. You guys ever watch that?
I watch TV on Saturday mornings, yeah.
I don't know. It was a game show, and they'd have a kid come up, and they had buckets that got smaller and smaller the further away it went, and he got more money the further he could make it. I'm pretty sure it's Bozo the Clown.
Okay.
I always thought I could win the top prize, though. I was a cocky little kid.
What's changed?
Yeah.
I'm not a little kid anymore.
Now you're just a cocky adult.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he seems a little fucked up.
Yeah, I can't imagine he'd have too many tricks I'd like to see.
Like I said, I think he would have been the Jeff Bezos of the world if he just would have not touched people.
You know, just maybe not fucking murdered or raped people.
Yeah, that too, though.
I bet he was a hell of a contractor, though.
Probably.
I'm sure.
Going for cheap labor.
KFC.
He had a
And
management
he ran a
plan.
business.
He had a plan.
Whatever JC was, just cuz, just kids, just kidding.
Jesus.
Jesus?
No.
Jesus cares. Oh.
We're on to something.
Or onto something. I don't know, but
Just come. Juggling cocks.
you're almost there.
We want one more.
It's too hard.
There you go. That was the third one. Wrapped it up.
Yeah, that puts a wrap on this podcast as far as I'm concerned. I got nothing left to say about John Wayne Gacy.
He's a fucked up dude.
Until next time, everybody.
Go jerk off. After dark.
Check out our website, www.officialbutthole.com. We're on all socials at officialbutthole. Please leave us a rating and review on Apple Music, and we'll see you next time.